You guys might. I feel like you might need a little bit longer of like an intro to the audience, before we can fully be like, oh, I'm just gonna take off for 2 months, whatever. But like you gotta.
Been selling chicken sandwiches.
That fool's hating on us
motherfucker.
right now. You were killing it on the news, right?
No, you guys are doing great with the news and everything for sure. But it's just like. It's kind of like I'm just kind of doing the math in my head. It's like, would you rather make X amount of dollars and have like a totally chill, easy, simple life? Or would you rather make X amount of dollars and have your life be like infinitely more complex and complicated and constantly have shit going on? And my whole thing, and the reason why I'm still here and I'm still doing this content is because A, I have a bunch of people around me right here who are extremely supportive during this time period. I appreciate you calling me and giving me a pep talk and letting me know that you have a lot of people that you want to interview and content you want to do and everything.
That sounded hella insensitive. Like I just hit you up to produce content.
Okay, well, you can clarify if you want, but yeah, no, it's not. It wasn't a completely like content-driven conversation, but with you, with Court and Remo just moving out here and stuff, it's like I still have a vision for what I want to do with this brand and what we can do on camera and stuff, and it's like. I don't think that we need to really like continue to do a lot of the same stuff that we've been doing for the past couple of years in terms of really just kind of antagonizing beef and making everything about conflict and stuff. And like, obviously there's going to be stuff that we talk about when it comes to, celebrities and public shit. But in terms of like us, I personally am just looking at this like I need total unity between the staff, and I need for anything outside of that to be playing out off camera. Like if you guys have problems with each other, if I have problems with you guys, I feel like we need to like really be kind of committed to letting that shit play out off camera.
So just scrap in the parking lot instead of in here.
Well, maybe not scrap, maybe talk. I think we'd probably get most of it done.
That's a good first step, right?
Yeah, talking and stuff. But I'm just at a point in my life where it's like I've seen what it's like to run a crazy soap opera here for the last couple of years, and plenty of that blame goes on me, some of it goes on other people, whatever, but I'm just not interested in it anymore. And I feel like at this point, if that's what it continued to be, I would probably just be like, okay, I'm just gonna say fuck this and just kind of do my own thing maybe. But for I feel like there's still something that we could build that is gonna be dope, and that I just don't think it needs to necessarily. Like, I had this realization that I'm going to be really, really happy to take a dip in views. Because I feel like at a certain point, our views were kind of like artificially inflated by the fact that there was so much conflict and drama, And it's like, if this podcast gets 100,000 views instead of 200 or 300,000 views, I'm just totally okay with that. If it feels like something sustainable and enjoyable and fun and laid back. And that's why I think stuff like us going to the movies and seeing the Cocaine Bear, that appeals to me, because I listen to a lot of fucking podcasts, and the vast majority of them don't really like feel the need to dig into the personal lives of the people on the show. And that's something that at a certain point just became like unbelievably normal on here. And I'm just done with it. I'm just like, it
was a lit time.
It was fun. And I got to see what that was really like. And I got to see what it was like when it started to impact my private life and my sanity and stuff. But I mean, I like for the last 10, 12 days, whatever, I've been just like hanging out with my kid, going for walks, actually having time to like watch shit on YouTube that I'm not like fucking watching because I have to immediately talk about it after on camera, or because I immediately have to fucking do an interview about that thing, and it's just, for me, it's like my own personal happiness just really kind of needs to be at the forefront of things.
It became paramount finally, or what?
It just, because I feel like, and that's the kind of whole thing, is like I tried to like kind of make some small changes in terms of how the podcast looked, and as a result, the whole thing kind of blew up, long story short. And that's okay for me, because it's like, as much as I'm going to miss those guys, and I think those guys are super talented, it just, at a certain point, was kind of becoming uncontrollable, unsustainable.
Yeah, your personal life is now paramount to you.
Well, I would like to treat it that way. I listen to so many podcasts, and I like just don't see them doing the whole drama thing. And it seems like a lot of people, like, especially the comedian podcasts I listen to and stuff, that they just seem like they're able to get on camera, have a fun conversation for an hour or two, and then they go back to their lives, and there's not this like thing where it has to be about their lives.
When did the drama start with everybody? Really, was it Lushies?
No. It's just been like a slow, gradual thing, and I'm not trying to do like a whole full post-mortem on how No Jumper became what it kind of became at a certain point. I'm just acknowledging that like I don't really give a fuck if it hurts our views or if people are like less entertained or whatever. It's like I feel like we can build something that's much more of just like a chill hangout with the guys, you know? And I don't really like, I mean, I know you listen to like a million fucking comedy podcasts and stuff, and it's like, I don't know. I just think there's a different direction that I'm more than happy to take things in. Also, I don't know if this cast is, I mean, it seems pretty clear the Court's part of it, but in terms of you guys, we're just throwing paint at the wall, seeing what happens.
We're separated on the other couch and went on a single chair.
Well, if you guys all wanted to sit on Court's lap, that would have been a little different. But, you know, I'm just trying to sort of figure it out and try to like actually get myself into a state of mind or a state of being where I like doing this content and where it doesn't feel like a headache. I feel like I've kind of like seen a version of myself over the last like few months at times where I'm like, you don't seem like you were having the best time on camera. Like you kind of were just, you know, like, and where
you were just here or
where
what?
I see it with the audience too, where they will be like, oh, you seem negative or you whatever. And I'm like kind of looking at it like, yeah, you have a point. There's definitely some of that going on here.
You're
And
definitely not gambling during the pod, so that's a plus, right?
that's only on the live stream.
Oh, I
the
see.
music stream. Because that shit gobbles up like a huge percentage of my brain. Like even playing one tournament right now would be really difficult. And I will never admit the one interview that I did while I had the laptop under the desk and I was playing a tournament.
Oh shit. They're like, why is Adam looking down so much?
No, nobody caught it. And that's why I'm never gonna rat. Anyway, the other things that I wanted to comment on. Oh yeah, this is an important one. So there was a clip that went viral of basically Destiny making a joke that went over quite poorly on the No Jumper fan base side of things, where I said something about the fact that Destiny thought that I was black prior to us doing the podcast together, and then he said, yeah, at first I thought you were black, but then I just realized you were the slave master of hip hop. That was his joke. And I just want to make it clear, even though I did laugh in that moment, like my laughter was more of like a nervous laugh in the
like
sense
a
of
shit laugh.
It was a he's making fun of me laugh. So I have to kind of laugh to like go along with this to like, you know, not look like I'm getting offended. That's how I was going through my head at the time. I did say something about cutting it that nobody really heeded.
Fucked about.
I'm really going to need a closer eye from some of my employees with stuff like that because I should have followed back up about it. But, you know, I kind of had the conversation with everybody in the office the other day about it and stuff. It's like, you know, all these years doing content with people of color, I don't think I've ever like gone for that as like, oh, this will be funny. I'm going to make a fucking slave master joke. No, that to me seems like clear cut, not something I need to be saying, not something that would be funny or that anybody wants to hear me say. Destiny clearly is coming from a very different place. I've seen a lot of people thinking that Destiny was a Nazi. They're confusing Richard Spencer and Destiny.
Where is Destiny from?
Nebraska. And
I mean, podcast wise,
from Springfield, Millhouse looking ass.
He's a Twitch streamer, and you know, he talks about politics primarily and stuff. But you know, he clearly was making that joke without the sensibilities that probably a lot of our audience has or whatever. So, you know, definitely, I'm just going to be a lot more hawkish when looking for that kind of thing, or like in terms of how I respond to that kind of thing, because it was the kind of thing that as soon as I heard it leave his mouth, I knew like this is bad. This is going to go over poorly.
It's a light nuke.
Yeah, it was just not, you know, that's the kind of joke that I'm really like not trying to have on this podcast. And I need to be more mindful because in that case, I was having people on the podcast like Destiny who clearly are from a different world. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that for us to have, you know, Twitch streamers and comedians and YouTubers. No Jumper's always been like that. But if there's going to be like certain jokes that are made that are offensive to, you know, a large percentage of the people who work here or whatever, I just need to be more on top of making sure that they get cut. Because I can understand the position he was coming from, that he thought he was like, haha, I'm going to get you. I'm going to make fun of you here. And
that's a wild ass way.
Yeah, it was not good.
White niggas play too much.
Facts, especially blue haired ones.
Like the thing is, like, I don't think that Destiny or Adam are racist. So what I feel like is Destiny has limited black people experience.
Yeah.
He has limited exposure.
Well, I think he has a lot, just probably not with the types of people that are watching No Jumper. It's more like because he's talking about how he's always doing debates with red-pilled black men and stuff like this.
A red-pilled black man is not
man.
the average black man.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
You come to my neighborhood and talk about red pills, and nigga gonna sell you some fake Xanax. Right?
That's
That
like when
was good.
Flacco came here and he was using the NEGRO word and like adding the MITE after it and stuff, and that was this was a whole thing. Like at one
I've
point.
actually heard him say that before.
Right,
in
but-
person.
You didn't spell it all the way out. You did that shit, and then you said, and adding the that was fire.
I'm so far from saying it that I'm just
He
going to
definitely
spell
broke
it.
that shit
I'm going to
down,
spell
right?
it and stick a sentence in between. No, but like he was
Allies
coming here
fuck.
saying all that kind of shit, and then certain people on the team were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And he's thinking that it's totally normal because he's on the Tariq Nasheed side of YouTube, where that kind of stuff is apparently not that offensive. And then you're talking to like normal ass black people who are like, "What the fuck? Why would you say that?" Like so more people who haven't heard all this crazy ass
thing
shit.
is, we
I
don't-
think Flacco's cool.
Flacco cool as hell, but with the
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say
Shut
because
up,
I'm
Flacco.
black, the Negro Mite shit. We don't need you inventing any more words for niggas to take us down. So that's where the anger come from. That shit. Like,
But his thing would be he didn't invent it. That he just heard all these red pill streamer type people
Definitely
saying it.
advocating for the word.
still, like, just stick to the regular ones. We got a bunch of shit that fuck niggas up. already. So just use one of those, bro.
That's
You
tight.
don't gotta go do combos and shit like that.
Yeah, like new racial slurs. Like I don't really like need people finding out about new racial slurs on here.
Racial slurs,
Yeah,
are
especially
like,
from here.
Racial slurs are like rock music. The best ones were made in the '60s. Like,
Wow.
you'll be alright.
We'll let you tell it, brother.
I mean, it does seem unlikely that they're going to invent any new ones that are like more popping than the ones they already been had, right?
More